Hey mamas, and welcome to the Entering Motherhood podcast. This is your one-stop go-to place for getting you from feeling drained, exhausted, and unfulfilled in motherhood to feeling more energized, organized, and accomplished. That's the vision I continue to navigate towards, and that's the vision we are sharing with you, focusing on holistic alternatives and restructuring your mind, body, and soul from the inside out. I'm your host, Sarah Marie Bilger, a wife, mom of two, mechanical engineer, VBAC mom, and doula, serving mamas through pregnancy, birth, and postpartum. If you're here for this, if you're as pumped up as I am and searching for that fire that you know is deep inside of you, then let's go. Let's uncover what it truly means to enter motherhood. You are a rock star. I believe in you. Let's doula this. Let's crank it up a notch and let's kick it into high gear together. Hey mamas, happy Friday. This is a bonus episode for you this week because the guest of this episode with me is Carly today, and her and I are actually holding a mama nutrition workshop locally coming up soon that we are just so excited to collaborate with. So we wanted to create this episode for you to get a little bit of an insight about what she does and what you can expect from the workshop, and really just talk about nutrition and her experience of entering motherhood and her health journey, and also just kind of go over, the importance of nutrition. This is something that I've talked about several times now. So if you're new here, then welcome. If you've been here, I apologize for saying it over and over again, but I am actually certified in postpartum nutrition and now fully certified in perinatal nutrition. So I have taken 2 certifications with nutrition, and I am just ready to share all of this knowledge with you in this workshop and really dive deep on, what to expect during pregnancy and birth and postpartum, and different foods that we can be incorporating into our lifestyle, into our rotation, that are fueling us and giving us that energy that we're looking for and allowing us to feel fully nourished and recover smoothly, and really just know, the risks that are involved with certain foods and why there might be a do not eat list, and what other aspects of nutrition that you might not be aware of, or maybe questions or concerns that you have surrounding nutrition during pregnancy, birth, and postpartum. So we're going to cover all of that. And I am so excited to bring this workshop to you locally. If you are in Simpsonville, South Carolina, come join us. Check out the show notes for all of the details, and let's get this episode started. Hello, and welcome to Entering Motherhood. I am so excited to have you here today and get this conversation started. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself for the listeners?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Carly. I am a chiro wife, blessed to be married to my wonderful husband. I have 2 kiddos, 13 and 10, and I am the owner of Bloomwell Living Nutritional Therapy.
Awesome. Yeah, we are having an event coming up all about mama nutrition, and essentially really kind of guiding you through maybe fertility, during pregnancy, even talking about labor, and then going into postpartum. But I really want to, hear, we're going to talk about that, but I want to hear about your journey of entering motherhood as well. And a little bit more kind of about who you are and how you've gotten into doing what you do. Yeah, maybe just a little bit more detail on your motherhood journey.
Absolutely. I would say I became a mom a little later. I became a mom when I was 30. So that's maybe a little later than some, but it was wonderful. I mean, my pregnancies were really hard. Actual torturous nausea for the entirety of both of my pregnancies. But you know what? It's a beautiful thing. I love being a mom. They are so fun and unique and special, and I just love doing life with them. Yeah, I love them.
Yeah. Yeah. So what were you doing, like when you were first entering motherhood, and how have you really transitioned into doing what you do now?
If I go back before I entered motherhood, I actually have quite a crazy health story. I became sick when I was in college with some mystery symptoms. And I started going to doctors trying to figure out what was wrong. And I got the same answer: there's nothing wrong with you. Blood work was always great. I looked healthy, but I felt terrible inside. And that really started my health journey. I started to play detective for myself, started to investigate any chance I got, to try to really figure out what happened to me. Why do I feel like this? There's a long, long story there, but I actually ended up figuring out what was wrong. It took a couple of decades, but I figured out what was wrong, and I said to myself, I have to do something to help other people, because really, as a society, we don't feel well. And a lot of us do have mystery symptoms. Nutrition played a large role in my healing journey, and I just knew that I wanted to get into some sort of nutritional help for people. And I found the nutritional therapy program, and I said, let's do this. And now I get to help others, and it's just truly like a beauty from ashes kind of story.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, if you don't mind sharing, like, what was going on? Like, what did you end up finding, was the issue, and how specifically, I guess, like, has nutrition really played with that?
So what happened was, I ended up discovering that when I had my wisdom teeth out as a teenager, I had developed infections in my jaw, and I didn't know. I didn't have jaw pain or anything, but they were kind of encapsulated in there. And my body was trying to fight it, but couldn't. And so it was just like this chronic pain and fatigue and, just my body trying to fight it. And when I got better, what happened was I got the infections kind of cleaned out. I flew to Utah to this wonderful doctor. He cleaned them out. I started to do kind of like this really clean eating, kind of like a clean keto type of diet. And I really just discovered that food is important, y'all. Like what we're eating and what we're putting in and on our bodies is so important. And that just played a huge role for me. I learned so much about food. And a couple months after that surgery and really starting that diet, my symptoms went away. It's a wild story. I hope that everybody can experience healing like I have, but I'm super blessed. Super blessed.
Yeah. Yeah. I know specifically, like, that's why I'm so passionate about nutrition specifically, because it really can change so much about you. It really has the ability to adjust your mood and, like you said, fatigue, which is super important in motherhood. And, in general in life, like, nobody wants to feel drained and exhausted and out of it and not really able to be the fullest that they know that they have the potential to be, especially, like, if you want to be running around with your kids, playing with your kids, there's so much to it that sometimes it can be little tiny tweaks here and there that you're learning to make it simple and to make it easy to really incorporate these kinds of things. And so I know specifically you work with children and supporting the families in that way. So what was the driving force for that, and what have you really found rewarding with working with families in that capacity?
Well, if you look at the standard American diet, we're failing our kids. I'm just going to be blunt about that. The grocery store shelves are filled with foods that just aren't serving our bodies well. And my husband is a pediatric chiropractor. We love kids. And, my own son struggled with just picky eating and all of those kind of, eating struggles that as parents we often go through. And just realizing what he needed and how can I help him kind of really drove me into working with families in that capacity. I love working with the entire family, but there's something just about seeing a kid really start to understand how food's affecting their body and why we need what we need, and teaching them on that level, that really is just so rewarding.
I think it's one of those things where like, you have to feed your kids, but not until like you really step into motherhood and experience it that you start, diving into these things. And I think it's like you also see too, it's like you wouldn't let your kid eat that. Like, why would you eat that? And I think it really makes a whole family structure when like, maybe you have to be watching your nutrition for your child's, lifestyle. And I think it's a whole family thing. Like you really structure it so that everybody's almost kind of doing this together. It's not like they have to eat this specific food or, like you're singling them out. It's really kind of incorporating the whole family to journey down that road together. And so, at the event, you're going to be talking about meal planning and snack ideas and meal ideas. Why do you feel meal planning or prepping is so beneficial? And how have you really been able to simplify it so that families are really able to make this be a practical part of what they do?
Yeah, I think planning in any area of our life sets us up for success. And I hear from countless moms, yeah, we grab Chick-fil-A sometimes, we grab McDonald's sometimes because we just didn't have anything at home and we were running to soccer practice. And I want to change that. A 10-minute meal can happen, a 5-minute meal can happen. It can really be nutritious too. And so, planning for your family, making sure what you have in that pantry, in that fridge, in that freezer is nourishing your family is number one.
Yeah. Yeah. I think sometimes we can think, oh, like planning or meal prepping is going to take, so much time and it's so much mental load and oh, I don't have time for that. But it's like, yes, maybe you have to spend a couple hours on the weekend, even just like writing out what you want to eat or like having that. But I have found it makes the week so much easier and flat. Like when you go to make a meal and you already know what is on the menu, like, like, hey, Monday night we're having this meal. I think it just takes out that stress of it and it simplifies it. So I have definitely, enjoyed meal planning, meal prepping.
Mhm.
I suggest it, whenever somebody can. And like you said, like that, oh, we didn't have anything planned, or oh, like, we're running short on time. Like, let's get takeout. Like we actually had our power go out last night and we couldn't cook anything. So that was like stressful and something that now I'm like, okay, how can we learn from this? And obviously your power going out is not going to be a common occurrence, but
Right.
like if you need to, I mean, like we were pulling out like some cold stuff that we could eat and things like that and kind of pivoting and adjusting and changing, but like almost having like a backup plan. Like if soccer is on Tuesday nights or you're running to dance class, what can you do to make it so that you're packing a dinner or packing some snacks or making it be so that you have already accounted for those adjustments in your schedule. So,
Mhm.
and a lot of the times the things that are happening on a scheduled basis, like it's not like, oh, randomly like dance class tonight. Like, like, okay, Thursday nights is when we're going. So how can we make this easier that everybody's on the same page and we know what we're having?
Most
Um,
definitely.
yeah, yeah. So what are some other tips or tricks or things that you have found that you really feel is so beneficial for nutrition in our family environment and what we can really be focusing on to make it easy and part of, our lifestyle?
Let's see. With family nutrition, I would say don't be afraid to try new things. Don't be afraid to put new foods in front of your kids and let them explore and try things. Take them to the grocery store with you. Take them to the farmer's market with you. incorporate a love of food and a love of cooking. Get your kids involved in the kitchen with you. I did that a lot with my 13-year-old, and guess what she wants to be when she grows up? She wants to be a chef.
Aw.
We love learning about new foods or experimenting in the kitchen together. And, that has shown, and now in her desire now to be in the kitchen.
Yeah, I think it really does like open that like curiosity. And even like we have one of those little play kitchens. And so our kids, use that and play around with it. And while our son kind of just like tosses things everywhere, he does really enjoy it. Like he tried cutting up some food last night and things like that. And so I think like letting them be a part of it and making it be fun is so beneficial because, you might think like, oh, I have to like spend 30 minutes like making dinner tonight and the kids are going crazy and things like that. Like have them be a part of the process. I know like I'm like very big like baby wearing. And so like I've made dinner with my son like on me, things like that. And we have one of those like big step stools that they can
Oh
kind of
yeah,
like
those are
come
great.
up and like, help me make food and like obviously, monitor them and whatever you feel comfortable, like to the capacity that you want, but they can be a part of it and be included in maybe even if it's like you're going grocery shopping and they pick out a new vegetable to try or something that looks cool or a new fruit or like
Yes.
there's always so many crazy different things sometimes in the fruit section.
Yeah. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
Let's try it.
Right. And I think just like including them in that, like bringing them shopping and kind of pivoting around, like making it a family event. Yeah. Like what else is going on right now, like for your business, with your services? Like what kinds of things do you offer and how do you specifically support moms?
Yeah, so nutritional therapy it's kind of like this bio-individual, science-based, holistic approach to addressing uncomfortable symptoms that the client is feeling by looking at nutritional deficiencies that they're experiencing or their lifestyle, and then supporting them as they incorporate suggested changes. I offer kind of two packages, basically a 3-month program and then a 6-month program for kind of like those more chronic people like I was. And what we do is we just kind of look at health history. We look at a food and mood journal. So I'm really able to see, what are you eating? Are you going to the bathroom? How do you feel each day? And then I also use a 300 question intake form that really lets me dig deeper into that health and symptoms kind of stuff. And then I'm able to start playing detective for them, like I love to do, and just really look at blood sugar regulation. Digestion is huge, mineral intake, and a couple of other nutritional foundational things. And then we start to put a plan together and we start to make changes, and I hold their hand through the process and I meet them where they're at. It's doable stuff. If someone can only handle making one change, that's fine. And then I have clients that are like, no, tell me all the things. I want to do it all. I want to just take a big jump in. And we can work that way too.
Yeah.
It's great. I absolutely love the process.
Yeah. So you and I are both located in Simpsonville. That's where the
Yes.
workshop is going to be taking place. But this is something that you also do virtually.
Yes, I
So,
can work with clients all over. Mhm.
yeah, that's awesome. So where can somebody find you, reach you? Where do you mostly hang out on social media and things like that?
Yeah, I love my little Instagram corner of the world. And that's Bloomwell_living. And then I'm on Facebook, Bloomwell Living, and then my website, www.bloomwellliving.com. It's pretty easy to get a hold of me, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Awesome. And yeah, I'll put all the details and everything. We are allowing registration to go until the 11th, September 11th. And, come hang out with us and see the beautiful office. It is, I mean, gorgeous. And,
We love it.
from the artwork and the furniture and the colors, it is just, and how was that? Like, what was that process like?
So before I got into nutritional therapy, I was a commercial interior designer. It was so fun to use those skills. We just wanted to create a space for families to come and feel like obviously they're being loved on and they're being heard, but just to feel calm in the space. And I think we really accomplished that. Everybody really loves it. The kids love the play space. We have a beautiful mural in the play area that just kind of the first thing you see when you walk in. It's just beautiful. It's really been a great place for our families.
Yeah. And I know that there's a little story behind the mural there. Do you want to kind of talk about that?
Sure. Many years ago, when I was trying to figure out, our son has a little bit of a health story, and that's why my husband got deeper into pediatric chiropractic. But I had joined this group years ago on Facebook, and it was for parents of kids who are kind of considered twice exceptional, and they call them poppies. It's kind of their little nickname for them. And so the mural is blue poppies, and it's so, so beautiful. We love it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Awesome. Do you have any other final, words of wisdom or pieces of advice for moms that are going through this, transition of entering into motherhood?
You know what? It's the best thing. It's the best thing you can do. Preparing your body for what it's going to be experiencing is one of the best things you can do. I really hope you'll join us at the class. Sarah Marie is just a wealth of knowledge in this area, and I think it's just going to be so, so good.
Yeah,
And
I'm super excited for it.
yeah, me too.
Yeah. Yeah. And hopefully it can be, something that we provide for the community. I'm really super passionate about bringing more stuff to the community. So, I mean, unfortunately, if you're not close, that if you want to travel and come, but,
Come join us.
yeah, I think bringing more stuff to the community. And if this is something that, like you're passionate about, interested in, if you want to start like doing stuff in your community, then follow our journey along and really see like how you can impact your community more, or maybe it's something that's like sparking interest in doing. And then if you're close, if you're local, then join us. So
yes, thank you.
Thank you, mamas, so much for listening. Remember, you are a rock star. I believe in you. Let's doula this. Let's crank it up a notch and let's kick it into high gear together. Hit that subscribe button, share this episode with a friend, message me, email me, call me, beat me. You know how to reach me. We're doing this, mamas. I am so excited to catch you here next week. This is your one-stop go-to place for helping you find the resources you need to make the best choices for you and your family during pregnancy, birth, and most importantly, postpartum. See you later, mamas.